Hello again. I am sorry, I'm not quite sure what happened there, but it's very interesting. I was going to actually explain about energy and how my process happens. I see energy and I read energy and I connect with and tune into energy. Now, energy, as I was saying, doesn't die. It transcends into a different level, or different frequency, different of vibrational frequency. And so when somebody has passed over from this realm into the next one, their energy and their essence still exists. And I don't call myself a medium because I can't guarantee whether I can connect to a certain energy. However, I do find that when I'm in a certain space, like for example, if I'm watching like Tyler Henry, um, I will start to channel energies of people who are no longer on this side. And so, um, and anyone who also does work with vibrational frequencies like that, they do find that. So, whereas you and I being in this realm, like alive, we and the body, we vibrate at a very dense energy. See, feel, touch, right? There's like a hardness, but when uh, we're dealing with the other realm, it's like angels, spirits, the spirit realm, uh, their vibrational frequency is a lot lighter than ours. And so it takes a lot of energy for them to descend and us to ascend and meet at a point in the middle. So a lot of times I will find that my electronics will glitch a little bit. So that was interesting that we were giving a reading about connecting with someone on the other side, and my internet just went off. Was like, nope, I am not doing this today, because I have no idea what happened. It was just the strangest thing as I was trying to talk about it. But I guess I did feel a lot of energy. So to reiterate, we were talking to Sharde, whose brother was killed in a hit and run last week, and she misses him so badly, like she can't breathe. Her questions were: is he okay where he is? Can I tell him I'm sorry and I love him? And how can I get over the guilt I feel for not giving him a ride, as he might still be alive? All right, so let's go. Initially, for that, I'm feeling as though brother is okay. So he's okay. The feeling of the energy that I'm tuning into is a very like just very vibrant young man who almost like lives by his own rules and is a bit of an adventurer and a bit of a risk taker, but just like I also seeing like a very cheeky smile. Um, and there is like, so what I'm seeing is he's nodding. He's like, yes, I'm fine. I'm perfectly fine here. And there is an aspect of I'm still me and I get to be me, but I'm not in the body. So let's go ahead and see what tarot has to say about that. Um, yeah. So angels, it's okay. So I do feel as though you, Sade, have the ability to connect and communicate with your brother, but there's a level of what's the word? Resistance. There's a bit of and I'll go back to the energy aspect of it. Um, Obviously, at its absolute basic component, everything is energy, including our emotions. And so, and you can there we go. I was talking about the density of being in a body versus density of being in spirit. So that can also be in terms of explaining, it could be the difference between emotions that are very dense, like anger, jealousy, negativity, and higher vibrational emotions like joy, love, support, upliftment. So it is just, you know how, like, 10 people can compliment you, but it's the one person that says something negative that will play on your mind and completely make you disregard all of the progress and work that you've done. So anyway, because you're feeling a lot of guilt and you're also feeling a lot of grief. Grief is one of the most complicated and most dense emotions because there's no streamline to it. Okay, granted, there's like lots of people that have tried to research it and put it into a box, but it can't be put into a box because different people grieve differently. You can have a feeling now immediately after something has happened, especially so fresh for you, um, or you don't feel it for 10 years. So I feel like you have the ability to connect with your brother. And I felt that. And of course, I picked this card. So to me, this card is just, he is communicating with you. He is trying to communicate with you in different ways, but you are in this space of overwhelm and grief and missing him and guilt. So you're not receiving it from him. So gosh, I'm feeling the emotions now really, really, really strongly. Oh, yeah, the death card did come. And so I just, so the answer to your question is he okay where he is? I do feel like he's okay. It feels like he's still his very bouncy self. Can I tell him I'm sorry and I love him? Once again, that comes through with you are able to tell him you're sorry. The amazing thing about people in spirit is they can see you, they can hear you, and so you saying you're sorry, he knows. And there's also a feeling of he does not blame you. As your question was, how can I get off over the guilt for not giving him a ride? He doesn't blame you. And saying that he might still be alive, he doesn't blame you. It feels like he's very much accepting. I can feel your feelings of grief so strongly. So strongly. He doesn't blame you. He doesn't feel like you did anything wrong. There's also an aspect of, if you were supposed to stop this, you would have. So the big thing about this here is you need to start working on your own grief and your own being able to deal with processing what happened, how it happened, and moving forward. Because yes, his life came to an end, but yours has not, and you need to keep moving forward. I'm not a fan of saying this is what that person would have wanted, but in this case, literally, what your brother wants for you is to get into therapy, get the support, and get anchored. There's an anchor that you need. It feels like you're drifting all over the place, understandably, emotionally, but you need an anchor. And whether that's going out, taking a walk, exercise, eating right, some things that will just basically bring you back into your body, because you have to deal with this. You're still really young and you have to move forward, and deal with your grief. Oh, that is a lot. That is a lot. So I hope that helped. And just sending you a lot of love, girl. Sending you a lot of love and still a lot of light. Okay. Oh, that was a lot of energy. That was a lot of energy. I might be sleeping for the next 2 days for that one. Okay. Whew. All right. So the next one that we're going to read is Yvette. My boyfriend's mom treats me like I'm her competition. Okay. Oh my gosh, that's my emotional release from the really heavy. See, this is why we need a break between this. Like, oh my gosh, my Shell and I will have to talk about this. You need adequate breaks between reading because it's not even funny. This is not even funny, but it's an emotional release. If, I'm sorry. I can't function. I'm sorry. Okay. Okay. Um. Okay. Oh Jesus, take the wheel. Okay. Yvette, my boyfriend's mom treats me like I'm her competition, but my boyfriend doesn't shut it down. I don't know why that's funny. It's not even funny. So her questions are: am I just seeing things? Is my boyfriend ever going to see what his mom is doing and stand up for me and for our relationship? And am I just wasting my time staying with him? Okay, Yvette, I'm not laughing at you. I'm just laughing. I'm just processing the really heavy. Okay. Okay. Oh, Jesus, take the wheel. All right, so I can't stop laughing. I'm sorry. I can't stop. I can't. Oh, okay. So I'm gonna shuffle. Okay. For the first question, am I just seeing things? I don't even know how to pause it. I don't know how to pause it. But what is going on today? Okay. So, all right, let me tune in here. Yvette, my friend. um, I think the question being, I think my boyfriend's mom treats me like a competition, but my boyfriend doesn't shut it down. I initially feel as though your boyfriend and his mom have a very unhealthy codependent relationship. I do feel it. I actually do feel what um you're experiencing in like just the subtle ways in which she comes across as trying to be your competition, which in and of itself feels a bit sick because if she's trying to see you as competition, then in her head, she's seeing herself as having some kind of romantic relationship with her son, which, ma'am, get it together. All right. So I do feel like you're picking up on something that there is an unhealthy codependent situation there. I feel as though your boyfriend isn't aware of it, and you telling him, he because there's an unhealthy codependency there, and his loyalty, unfortunately, it feels like is more towards his mother, and you are second in the hierarchy. So um he just doesn't see it that way. He feels as though, like, why can't you just come into that's it, why can't you just come into this dynamic and be in this dynamic? Why are you trying to change things? And I don't think he's aware of her trying to compete with you, but he's used to it. And I'm not, like, what's the word, condoning this, but you know, sometimes when you can be in a when you've been in the status quo so long, you don't see it as something off until someone points it out, but also until you're ready to see it. And I just don't feel like your boyfriend is there. That's why he doesn't shut it down. And unfortunately, I got this, which to me signifies this is just going to keep happening. It doesn't feel like he's ready to see this. Okay. I also do feel like mom holds the purse strings. Does she? I don't know. That might be another thing. Your boyfriend isn't just, and I hate this word, spineless, but he is codependent upon his mom. So the second question is my boyfriend ever going to see his mom doing this and stand up for me and for our relationship? I just don't feel like he's ready to. I'm so sorry. It doesn't feel like he's ready to see this. Oh God, yeah. So I just got this card where and my eye was initially drawn to the cross right there at the top. It's in like it just I don't feel like he is willing to stand up for you. There's also a again, it comes back to you came to us. You came into this dynamic. So you should be the one that conforms, unfortunately. Let's see. Am I just wasting my time with him? Girl. So what was really interesting is the very first card that I pulled out was this one. Uh, this just really sets the whole reading up that you would be better off alone than with him, because there is definitely something going on in this relationship with his mum that isn't healthy or normal. And uh he's not willing to stand up for you, and he's not willing to, even at the very least, if he doesn't understand it. Okay, so when you love somebody and you are committed to being in a relationship with them, you're not going to agree with everything that they do or say. However, if somebody means something to you, you will observe how much distress they are in when they're telling you something. I think, if especially when they're being a bit delulu, but if you love them, you will be committed to their well-being, or at least helping them get into their well-being. So even if your boyfriend doesn't understand where you're coming from and maybe doesn't even believe you, I think that if he loved you, he would at least put some credence into investigating it, as in, like, what are you talking about? So, but to continually and quite nonchalantly, and that's what it feels like. It feels like it nonchalantly just shuts you down, as in, like, you got to stop this. Stop. You're the problem. My mom isn't the problem. That is the problem. You have a boyfriend problem bigger than you have the competing mom problem, because your commitment is to your boyfriend. And this is going to sound really, really wrong, but she's the other woman at this point. So, so the person that you have the commitment with, if they're not showing up to protect you and protect your relationship, they're the problem. And so, am I wasting my time with him? I do unfortunately feel like you are wasting your time with him, because this card here, look at the round and around and around and around and around and around and around in circles. This is just going to keep going on and on and on and on until he's willing to change. And for right now, it does not feel like he's willing to change, because the energy of you came into our dynamic, you need to be okay with it, means you're going to constantly be the one that loses. And I think at this particular point, you might be best served to just cut your losses, let the mum know she won, walk away and go find yourself a healthy relation. Girl, just said it. Walk away and go find yourself somebody else. In fact, you might want to get far, far, far. Go into the land of far, far away with from these people, because I don't like what I'm feeling. It feels very, very icky. We don't like icky. Um, just work on you. And there are plenty of men out there that don't have emotionally unhealthy and incestuous relationships with their mums. For goodness sake, why is she? Anyway, so here's another card that has just come up, which is, another path and opportunity is going to come for you. That's what my eye was drawn to. Another path, go in a different direction, in a different direction that's good and healthier for you. All right, my love. So we're going to finish up with that one. And okay, yeah. I'm glad I got rid of that laughing fit. That was yeah. I just don't understand what happened there. But okay, so now we are gonna go on to Mr. Greg. Greg says, I've started dating again after divorce. Oh, a nice uplifting one. A nice up. Okay, so I've started dating again after divorce, and I've met this amazing woman. Ooh, I'm invested. We like love in the spirit of the month of February. And once again, just want to remind everybody about joining myself and my girl Shell of over on at the psychic clinic for our 10-hour live on Friday the 14th of February. Why did I think January? I was just about to say Friday the 14th of January. Well, I mean, we are dealing in psychic realms. We could go back in time. Anyway, so that was a bad joke. Anyway, so here's Greg questions are: what is the deal with her? Is she the real thing? I have a habit of putting women on a pedestal. Is this one of those times? I like the self-awareness, Mr. Greg. I like the self-awareness. And what are her intentions? So let's start with, what is the deal with her? Ooh, okay. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. I feel as though your this woman, she is, there's something not quite, you know how there's some people that you can meet who are just, when you meet them, what you see is what you get. I do feel as though that what you see is not all that you can get. There is something that I can't say she's hiding, but it's something behind the scenes that she's dealing with that you don't know about. The image that I'm getting is somebody who is it's the equivalent of a woman who will sleep with her boyfriend, wake up in the morning before he is up, put on makeup, and then slide back into bed. So it's like, I mean, depending on who you're talking to, and it's not on a higher level of deception, but there is something deceptive about that. Whereas it's like, or like, waiting to use bathroom facilities to just try and appear sort of mysterious. I think that if you're going to be in a relationship, especially as intimate as marriage, you need to start at some point. I'm not saying like go to the bathroom. Oh boy, I'm about to go a detour. I'm not saying go to the bathroom with the door open. I'm just saying, like, waiting 4 hours just so as not to look like you don't. Anyway, there's something that she's dealing with, because I got the devil card, and I feel like she's still tied to something else. It doesn't mean it's another man or an ex or what have you, but there's some things that she's still dealing with, that will have an impact on your relationship. Let's see what that is. I feel like she's starting to also develop some feelings for you, and I think that it could be a good relationship if she's willing to deal with what she's working on. Yeah, trapped, instant stuff. So I feel like you just will need to talk to her, and or okay, so when I said that, I felt a level of resistance from your side, which is um not so much not wanting to talk to her, but feeling like it's too early. So if you feel like it's too early, then the best thing is, with this information, to be maybe to observe her a bit closer, to see how she acts and how she kind of is dealing with things and how they come across to you. So like I said, I feel as though she's someone who then like goes home, deals with a whole bunch of stuff, but then when it comes to you, she like puts her makeup on, puts her clothes on, and then acts as though she's a free spirit and everything is good and everything is fine. But I feel like there's something heavy that she's dealing with, that you don't know about. Um, let's see. And then the second question is, I have a I have a habit of putting women on a pedestal. Is that one of those times? What's so interesting is, as I was reading that, my voice went a bit. I'm gonna have to clear that. So in my interpretation of that, I also felt a bit of a constricted throat. I feel like you put women on a pedestal because um, you don't see yourself as, you have an issue with self, not self-esteem, but like how you perceive yourself. And I feel like you will, like, when you like fall for a woman or you see a woman, you will automatically put yourself in a, I guess, a subordinate position. um and and so there's also a feeling of, um in putting a woman on a pedestal, then she can save you. There's a feeling of kind of not so much needing to be saved, but I feel like there's a specific issue with your relationships with your caregiver, your feminine caregiver. So that could have been aunt or whatever, but I'm thinking mom. You, without saying, you have mom issues. And so or rather, this, what's coming across is mom issues. And putting on a pedestal, because I mean, think about it, as like anybody who's a parent. Jesus, please take the wheel. I just saw the I, I just saw it. Okay, so what was I talking about? Great, I've lost my chain of thought. Oh yeah, no. As a caregiver, as a parent, especially as like a mother, there's this whole, you love your child, you will do everything for your child. And from a limited perspective of a child, mother is everything. You are like the whole world. And even though, like, let's say a child starts to have a stomach ache, they don't know how to deal with that, but then mom will turn up with something that makes the stomach better. And so there's now the association that mom changes the world, makes things better for you. And so I think that there might have been a level of something that didn't develop properly with your association with mom. And now that association is then being projected onto all of the women that you put on a pedestal. I hope that made sense. So I think, so I have a habit of putting women on a pedestal. Is this one of those times? It does feel like it's one of those times, because the raving of, I've met this amazing woman who you don't really know. I think you've started doing it. So I do feel like You said you come from a divorce. The Hermit card came up again. Mr. Greg, I feel like you need to spend the time by yourself. I feel like there's an aspect of fear of being alone, because you have to look your own stuff in the face, and it's okay. We all have issues looking our own stuff in the face. Sometimes it is easier to project and uh, blame and give it to other people, because that takes away the feeling of ickiness. So if we can throw that feeling of ickiness to be associated with someone else, it's just easier to deal with than to look your own BS in the face and wade your way and deal with it. And I feel like you have a lot of that to work, a lot of work to do. I feel like you might not be 100% past your marriage. There's a feeling of your wife, your ex-wife let you down, but I feel as though it's more because you put up, that's it. Your ex fell off your pedestal, and that devastated you, because I mean, when you think so highly of somebody and then they fall off the pedestal, that is destabilizing. And so I feel like your need to put women on pedestals and connect and bridge that gap of connection, it if you're not doing it, you're going to find and put yourself in situations, albeit unconsciously, where you get to do it. So all right, so what are her intentions? Ah, I'm sorry. It feels as though you may not be her only person. Okay, I did say this at the beginning, which is that um she may be in another situation, and then this card came up now. So you are, this for me feels like I feel like she cares about you, but you are one of two that like one of two situations that she has to choose from. In essence, she was your only one. You're one of her choices. That's what that feels like. So yeah, and then like the whole sort of looking elsewhere as well. I'm sorry. I'm going to reiterate and come back to the fact that you need to spend some time alone. You need to spend some time talking to someone to help you process through your stuff, because there is stuff to be processed through there. I do see you with someone in the future, but I feel like for right now, it's important that you take the time to deal with Greg and find healing and peace. Heal through the feelings of your marriage coming to an end, and also heal the mommy issues. I feel like once you've done enough work of the yeah, I don't feel like this relationship is going to go as far as you would want it to go. Um, so I really do hope that you can take this information and make an informed decision about how to move forward. But I do feel like you need to put yourself first and put your healing first and put your uh become more committed to Greg first before um putting the responsibility of Greg feeling okay on someone else, especially someone else who comes with a big suitcase of their own baggage. Yeah, so that's it really. I am very, very tired now. Between all of the laughing and all of the energy, I'm gonna call this a day, a wrap, and cleanse some of that energy. And okay, that was good readings. I hope I help you guys. And please, once again, don't forget about the Valentine's Day live on the Psychic Clinic channel. And yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow. And hopefully, we won't have an internet interruption situation tomorrow. But thank you. Bye.